Alright, so I'm going to do a quick video with before and afters of how to treat for cyano algae. I just cleaned the glass and there's a bunch of crap floating around in the tank because of that. But as you can see, I've got a pretty bad outbreak due to a number of corals dying from the freeze that we had in Houston. So what I'm going to do is get you a few views of this. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn off the pump. So that you can kind of get a view from above of what this looks like. So, yeah, pretty nasty looking. Of course, it's picking up the surface of the water, so it doesn't want to. There we go. So we'll use this as kind of our what we're going to shoot for. You can kind of see back here how there's some on this too. And then back here. So I'm going to be using the Clean Chem red cyanobacteria. You can buy it at Petco or something like that. It's about 25 bucks. And I'm just going to use the whole thing. In the reefer 750, it's about 200 gallons. This street's about 300. But yeah, I'm just going to put pretty much the whole thing in there. So what I'll do is I'll fill a cup with some water from the tank. Just dump this in there, mix it up real good, and throw it in the tank and let it run. One of the things it says on the back when you're reading the instructions is basically remove all filtration like UV sterilizer, ozoner, carbon, all that stuff. It says to run the protein skimmer continually, but adjust it for excess. I've never had any luck with running the protein skimmer with this. I've always had the protein skimmer overflow like crazy. But actually, oddly enough, the best luck that I've had with this is by just removing the top cup for the protein skimmer and letting everything just bubble over the edge into the sump. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to go ahead and mix this in some water, and I'll show you what happens when I add it and it starts running through the system. Alright, so I just added the treatment to the tank. I just mixed it up in a little feeding container that I have. And yeah, turned the protein skimmer down pretty much all the way. And you can see it's starting to bubble pretty good already. So probably in a few minutes it'll just be overflowing into the sump here. I've done this in the past. That does seem to work good because it keeps the oxygen level up in the tank without, having an issue. And I just got the cup set on top of my little clear filter, the little roller filter that I've got. So yeah, that's about it for now. I'll do a few videos probably about 48 hours after, and then probably about a week after, and we'll see how it goes. You are supposed to, yeah, see there it goes, already bubbling over. You are supposed to go through and do a water change. Typically I don't. I'll just go through and run carbon and run the protein skimmer really good to get the remainder of this out, and that seems to work really well. So yeah, to be continued. So it's been about 48 hours, somewhere around there, since I did the initial treatment. The majority of the areas that had the red algae built up on it are gone. The weird thing that I have noticed is I'm starting to get some of the brown algae building up in different spaces, but I'm okay with that. That's not anywhere near as bad as the red algae. So yeah, plus my fish will probably eat that, or the snails. The starfish have actually done a pretty good job of turning over the sand. And yeah, so worked relatively well. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and dial in the protein skimmer now so that I can put the cup back on it and start using it again. It did foam over and start getting to be some really big clumps of bubbles here, so I pulled them out by hand. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll also go back here, replace the carbon in this, run that for a couple days, get the tank nice and clean, and yeah. I don't know that I'm going to do a 7-day update just because this has worked so well in just the 48-hour window. There is still a little bit in there, but it seems like it's just dying off and needs to break free of the sand for the most part. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my 48-hour update, and thanks for joining.